While the factions are constant in the Nigerian political space, the current exodus raises concern about the opposition's capacity to mount an effective challenge in the upcoming election. As the crisis within the opposition parties are widening, it continues sapping their strength and leaving them limping towards the high-stakes power battle in 2027. Well, to discuss this, I'm joined by Oladimeji Fabiyi, who's a former director with the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign. I also have Kennedy Ahanotu, who's national youth leader of the Labour Party, joins virtually from Abuja, and also Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, a Public Affairs Analyst, joining virtually from Lagos. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dapo. Good to be here.
Great to have you too. Let me start with, of course, you, sir. But first, before I even get into, asking you the question, just give me a bit of time to give a bit of rundown. And I'm talking to you, sir, Mr. Oladimeji Fabiyi. I mean, you belong to the People's Democratic Party, right? Just to give a bit of download, sometime in April, the governor of Rivers State, that Sheriff Ovorowori, crossed over from the PDP to the APC. And then shortly after, nearly all the House of Representatives members in the state followed suit. We also saw just a few months after, the governor of Akwa Ibom State did leave the PDP to the APC. And at the federal level too, about 30 lawmakers have switched alliances to the APC. And there are even hints that, key stakeholders within the PDP, like Segun Shomi, it's not confirmed that maybe he also might defect. You are a strong member of the People's Democratic Party. I know we've had this conversation, on this program. Is the umbrella still durable? It has, the last time I used the word leaking, but it looks like this leak is becoming really large. What is going on?
Okay, thank you very much.
Is it on?
Thank you for bringing me. The situation of the People's Democratic Party, my party, can be described as pathetic. And pathetic in the sense that quite a number of factors are responsible for that. One is the self-inflicted injuries. The other one is the external, injuries. And unfortunately, the party can manage all these challenges. And I've always told anybody who cares to listen that the problem of PDP is not about membership, it's not about finances, it's not about any other thing apart from the drivers of the party. And unfortunately, the leadership of the party that we have, as it were, have contributed immensely to the internal crisis of the party. And it's simply because there's no principle, there's no particular ideology. And again, our law in some area didn't really help matters. For instance, how can a governor, who came on the platform of one party, leave and then still retaining that seat, unlike we have in the National Assembly or legislators. So this is not adequate. So like I said, most of the problem, some of the challenges of PDP has to do with self-inflicted injury, in the sense that we have the leadership of the party that have been hugely compromised. Now I'm talking about the National Working Committee that are saddled with the responsibility of managing the party on day-to-day basis. We have seen what has become of the party, where we have one single individual who has committed a lot of atrocity against the party that has made him become who he is today, and they couldn't discipline him. That inability of the party to wield the big stick has left the party to where it is today.
Who is this? Sorry, Mr. Oladimeji, who is this individual?
Of course, we all know him. He's a minister of the FCT. I'm not going to hide to say it. Everybody knows. And quite a number of them that have actually worked against the party, they said it openly how they worked against the party for whatever reason. As a principled person and a Democrat, you don't need to do that. So, and this is exactly why I'm saying that if they were men enough, they should have gone outside the party and fight the party. You don't stay inside your party, your house, and destroy the roof. So that's exactly what Minister of the City have done, and some of his colleagues that call themselves G5. I was laughing when they suddenly turned on some PDP stakeholders and they held a meeting a few days in the FCT, in the residence of the FCT in Abuja. It's a shame. It's ridiculous, and it's quite unfortunate.
All right. Let me move to Mr. Kennedy Ahanotu, with my next question. I mean, you're a member of the Labour Party too, a strong member. Your party too has also suffered defections too. We've seen people leave your party for the ruling All Progressives Congress, even though, they came, to political limelight, quite a number of them, on that platform. I mean, the Labour Party too has its own internal crisis. As a party member, does this worry you?
Well, like my dear brother Oladimeji said, of course, I won't say that it's not worrisome. Even though in Nigeria today, it's very clear that we seem to have a crop of leaders that lack some sense of principles. They do not understand what democracy represents. We are in a country where people worship individuals instead of worshiping institutions. And we are in a country where people feel an individual should be more powerful than an institution. And we are a country where people feel that the endorsement of Mr. President gives you automatic victory in an election. And I think it's such an unfortunate situation. And for some of them in my party that left, I did not see any reason why they have to leave. The crisis in the party was instigated, it was manufactured, it was not from the party. I was happy when I had my brother on the studio there when he said that the party PDP couldn't wield a hammer on an individual. As you can see, in Labour Party, it is very easy to discipline any individual. We have shown that time without number. We have been able to caution His Excellency, the Governor of Abia State, who erred openly by committing an anti-party. He conducted a local government election using another political party, and the party, because of that, suspended him. In Labour Party, we are trying to enforce members to believe in the institution called Labour Party. We are trying to introduce party supremacy, as it were in those days, where a president runs the program of the party, a governor runs the program of the party, parliamentarians run the program of the party. They are not independent on their own. But like I said, it's worrisome that people are leaving the party, but I can assure you that they are not leaving because of the crisis. Because if your house is burning, what a wise man should do is to sit down in the house and look for solution. Leaving your house to burn down or running to another person's house have not solved the problem.
I mean, I'm tempted to ask, I'm sorry, please. I'm tempted to ask, before we go on this break, you said that within the Labour Party, there's discipline and, for those of us that maybe might just be observing from, the outpost, it seems to be factionalized and that certain factions have suspended another faction. But my question to you is, if you were to point to say that, an individual or so, just like you made reference to Mr. Oladimeji, was responsible for the problems in the Labour Party, what would you say that person is?
In Labour Party, you saw how the problem was manufactured.
How?
When the governor called an illegal meeting in Umuahia. That's another anti-party activity that ended the suspension. He conveyed an illegal meeting in Umuahia. And that meeting was what you can call faction today. Because anything outside that meeting, there is nothing like faction in Labour Party. It was that meeting that a governor called in Umuahia, using Abia people's money, that fought the party up to Supreme Court. It was that faction that fought the party up to Supreme Court. So there was nothing like a faction until that illegal meeting happened in Umuahia.
All right.
And that illegal meeting was what fought the party up to Supreme Court.
All right, we'll come back to this. We'll definitely come back to this, Kennedy. But I understand we need to go on a quick break. When we return, Of course, we'll be hearing from Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, his own perspective on these issues. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on New Central Television. I still have my guest with me. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. Let me continue this conversation with Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo. Now, Wisdom, I would like you to, look at what we're seeing right now within, the political space ahead of 2027. Some will tell you that this isn't the first time we are seeing defections, happen. It happened too when the PDP was in power. We saw permutations, coalitions and, realignments and what have you. But let's, for now, streamline it to look at the opposition itself and some of the internal crisis that is happening within it. For instance, Mr. Oladimeji did make mention that in the PDP, for instance, the Minister of the FCT doesn't seem to help matters there. We just even showed at the beginning of this program a part of our headlines where the president actually, for some people, they call it an invitation, saying the minister will be welcomed should he, make up his mind to join the APC. Some see it as an invitation. Personally, I see it as an ultimatum anyway. But what do you make of what we are seeing now?
All right, thanks, Dabo. So you see, the problem is, I'll lay it for you now. For the PDP, the PDP has a self-inflicted injury. They have been unable to resolve their issues, from the 2023 general election. So until the party is ready to be honest with itself on the self-inflicted injury it got, from the 2023 general election, I doubt that there will be any progress.
By self-inflicted injury, what exactly are you referring to? How did it inflict that injury?
So that injury is when you are supposed to zone the tickets, the presidential ticket to the south, but you threw it open into for everybody to go for it, and then you got a northerner to get it, and then you were unable to keep to your words to say, okay, the party leadership, which is the national chairmanship, should now come back to the south. You still kept it to the north. So, and then the unreconcilable issues, among, party members through the election, they didn't go into that primary with all honesty. So all of that issues they've been unable to resolve till now. So the PDP itself is in that quagmire already. And they are still, getting it all wrong. And they may do so till the 2027 election. And that's a big problem. And this is just for the national level of the party. For the Labour Party, they are so disorganized. They've not even had any national convention for God knows how long. You can see all the different factions. Nobody is able to take leadership of the Labour Party, to show that leadership and take charge of the party. And it shows because all these people leaving the party now, it makes a lot of sense. If I were them too, I'm going to leave, because if the party is already showing no readiness to take charge of its affairs and to get ready for the election, I doubt that we're going to go into it any ready. So it doesn't make the Labour Party any viable party, for any new election in 2027, because there's no readiness. You're not sure who is the national chairman. You're not sure who are the National Working Committee. You're not sure which faction is even working. You have not even held, a national convention for God knows how long. You have no plans so far to even hold it. So it doesn't look like a viable platform. That's why I don't blame them if the National Assembly members are already leaving, because politics this year going to next year is when you have to take a position, for where you are going to go into the primaries.
Wisdom, I'm still going to stay with you within the Labour Party, but what do you make of? Sorry, Wisdom, 1 minute.
To go into the primaries.
But I know that members of these parties are here and they would also want to respond. I mean, you're just speaking, from a political observer yourself. But before I leave you, I mean, the person of Peter Obi, his presence within the Labour Party, we know that is because of him the Labour Party sort of gained that momentum in the last election.
Yes.
But do you think it's showing strength of leadership of some sort within the crisis in the party?
No, not at all. And that's what's even most disappointing, really. I mean, we all love Peter Obi so much. But we don't see him, show that leadership, to take charge of the party and be able to fix it. Look, if you need to, lead us in this country, you have to show that leadership from how you are able to manage your political party affairs. Peter Obi doesn't appear to be that he is ready to really take a position and fix the issues of the Labour Party, if that is going to be the platform you are going to run on. And mind you, the party became prominent because of the wave it got in 2023 election. But what is the guarantee that he is going to get that same wave again? And since the last election, across the 774 local governments of Nigeria, there has not been any effort by the Labour Party to institutionalize their presence and create a better structure for the party. So what have you done between last election and now to show that you can really deliver again, even at that scale, that you did in the last election? So there's no readiness there. That is even the worst of all of them all.
All right.
As for the PDP, the only issue they have now is being honest with themselves, abiding by their constitution. You want to change a national secretary when you have just 2 months or 3 months to the national convention. You have gone up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has given a judgment. Why not abide by the judgment of the Supreme Court? Why are you interpreting it the way you think you understand it? All of those issues, being honest with themselves, to say, look, these are the issues. This is where we got it wrong. This is how we are going to fix it. And we go into the national convention, with a clear mind to be able to resolve the issue. For me, it's very sad to see that the PDP, as a main opposition, is not able to take a position as it is now. That's why we have all the issues the way it is. So for me, I don't see readiness in the opposition at all. All of them. We have 18 political parties. The other 17 political parties, aside the APC, I don't see any readiness for them into the general election. And that worries me a lot. How do we go into the election, really, if we don't have an opposition?
Okay, I mean, it's fantastic that we have at least 2 of them, on this program, key members there. But quickly, before we go on break, Mr. Oladimeji, you might maybe want to respond to some of the things Wisdom did say, but I'll put a question to you. Now, the issue within the PDP, dates back to 2023, general election. One of the, if not the core issue, had to do with zoning, where the leadership, was meant to go in a certain direction in terms of zoning. I want to ask you right now, as a member of the party, because, during the recent meeting, the FCT minister still brought up that issue. So, I mean, what are you as a political party doing about it? Is it really an issue?
Well, thank you very much. Let me thank the 2 gentlemen there for the analysis, but I will need to, to correct some of the perspective of the gentleman, the other that just finished speaking.
That's Wisdom.
But before that, let me say this: zoning has never been the problem of PDP. Unfortunately, we don't have time. Let me quickly run down, because I'm a member of the party since 1999. Zoning has never been our problem. They made zoning the problem of the party in 2023 because of their inordinate ambition and their grand plan to kill the party for President Ahanotu. That was the reason Minister Wike and his colleagues were doing what they were doing. And I can tell you this for free. In 2019, there was zoning. And because of a thing happened in 2015, they said, let North produce candidates, and everybody that contested in the election were Northerners. Atiku went to the election, he won. He went to the major election, he lost. There was never a problem. And between that and that 2023, the party, in its wisdom, set up a zoning committee. This zoning committee was chaired by Wike's ally, Wike, former governor of Benue State. And in their wisdom, because of their grand design, their script they were playing, they threw the zoning open. If at that time the party has said, no, we are zoning to south. But we are so scared, because if they don't zone to south, Atiku insists that it must go to southeast. That was why they threw it open. Zoning has never been our problem. Anybody who is saying that does not even know what is happening in PDP. And that's the correction I want to make to my brother there. It has never been that those who are using zoning as reason, they are using it to create problem for the party, because they are sold out. They have sold out the party. They want to work for Tinubu. They want to make sure that Tinubu return. And we can see it's clear It's not something that you can start arguing. We have seen the trajectory. We have seen the body language. We have been, for a minister who claims the PDP member to be saying, I'm going to work for the leader of the opposition. Does that mean anything to anyone? And people are saying it's zoning. Zoning has never been PDP. The second thing he said was that Peter Obi, because the same thing can be said of Atiku that they didn't provide leadership. I know Atiku provided leadership for the PDP. Let me give you an instance. Immediately after 2023, Atiku did a press conference and said he saw what others did not see. And he said, guys, as the leader of the opposition, we have a duty to provide leadership. There is no way, because he understood the fact that the mission to rescue a nation cannot be tied to one party that lacks ideology, that is having crisis, that is in tatters. So let us provide leadership for all of these things. What did the leadership of the party do? The responsible leadership of the party ignored something that Atiku said. What more leadership do they want him to do? And let me say this again. It's always impossible to take over leadership or to make things happen. And this has to do with both Atiku and Peter Obi. When you have people that are being influenced from the outside, it's always difficult. It's almost impossible. You cannot always do it. In case of PDP, I can't speak more of Labour Party, but in case of PDP, we have external forces. Even look at the Supreme Court judgment. Why didn't Supreme Court be emphatic on who is the national secretary? Why can't they be emphatic on who becomes the national secretary? Why were they saying, why did they give room for different interpretation? So these are my own cases. So nobody should come here and tell us that the problem of PDP, yes, we have an internal problem. The internal problem stems from the fact that the NWC could not discipline those who erred. The NWC could not discipline those who did anti-party to the party. These are the internal challenges. This is the thing.
All right, gentlemen. Mr. Oladimeji, I know you have a lot to say. And Wisdom, I also know you'd like to react to some of the things you said. Yes, but we need to go on a quick break. When we return, I assure you, you'll be given the floor to respond. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guest with me, and we're looking at the gale of defection across, political parties and the permutations ahead of 2027 general elections. Thank you for staying with me, gentlemen. Wisdom, I will just give you 30 seconds to react, because I noticed you wanted to sort of, pinch on some of the things that Mr. Oladimeji has said. 30 seconds, your reaction, before I move to Mr. Ahanotu.
Fantastic, Dakwa. So he said zoning has never been an issue with the PDP. Correct. But so why did we get it wrong in the last election? It is because somebody had an ambition that he must be the presidential candidate of the party, and it's from the north, and refused to acknowledge the fact that the person leaving the office, which is Muhammadu Buhari, had done 8 years, and he was from the north. He still wanted to return when we need to understand that there needs to be a rotation to the south. So not acknowledging that fact and how he also manipulated, that zoning committee, to favor him at the end of the day by throwing it open. Because even before the zoning committee could even bring in their report, Atiku Abubakar had bought his presidential ticket form. So there was no way again, you can't return their money, so let's throw it open. And so other people like Yeso Wike had to jump into the race because, of course, they will not allow him take the show if the ticket will not go to the south. So we need to represent the facts the way it is. If this had gone to the south, and the PDP had presented a southern candidate in that election, it would have been favorable to us, because even Peter Obi left the party because he saw that the party was not able to zone this to the south. He had to go where it was viable for him. And we lost over 6 million votes in the PDP. So the point I'm making is, let's not misrepresent the fact. Zoning is not an issue. There's an understanding on what zoning is. Every national convention, this part of the country takes,
Wisdom.
The other parts, just
Wisdom,
like
I need to move away from
why
you
did we
slightly
fail on this in the last election.
All right, let's, of course, bring it to the conversation right now again. Of course, Mr. Kennedy Ahanotu. Mr. Kennedy, I mean, you're a strong member of the Labour Party. A lot has been said, but maybe I should also direct, the question to you too, in terms of the strength of leadership when it comes to the personality of Mr. Peter Obi, with everything happening within the party. I mean, the party gained prominence as a result of his influence in the last election. Would you say, as a party member, is doing enough to help resolve what the party is going through?
Well, thank you for the question. Even though I wouldn't want to discuss our presidential candidate, but I want to respond to some of the lies that Wisdom have just pushed out to the public on this national TV. And I want to encourage that anytime we want to bring a political observer, let's bring people that are truly observing, not people that read social media. Because he has just said lies. Number one, he said that he doesn't know the last time the party had convention. The Labour Party had convention in 2014. The Labour Party had convention in 2019. The Labour Party had convention in 2024. So he had just misinformed the public. So whenever you want to bring political observers, our advice that
Mr.
you bring
Kennedy,
people that are truly observing,
Mr. Kennedy,
not people
Mr. Kennedy,
that read social media.
Mr. Kennedy, the reason why you are here, the reason why you are also here is as a strong party member to set the record straight and also enlighten the public. We are not members of your party. You know what is going on within your party, and that's why you're here. So please, the floor is yours.
You couldn't have said what he said. You are not an observer. You are a strong participator. You have been following the trends of news and development. So I'm not talking about you, Mr. Dapo. I'm talking about the wise man Wisdom, who have not shown the wisdom here. Because he has clearly said that the Labour Party, he doesn't know the last time the party conducted convention. I agree. We had crisis in the party. But we're not talking about convention. I mean, the last convention just happened last year, March 27. So why is it that he has not been observing? Or he read things on social media? So, but that's by the way. The problem in Labour Party, I can clearly say, is personal interest of many people that joined the party in 2022. They have their personal interest, and they feel that those that have been leading the party for the past years are no longer qualified to lead the party. That is what I felt is the issue. That is why they are fighting the party leadership. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yes, we are with you, sir.
Okay, so it is the people that joined the party in 2022 that came with the wave of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. Yes, I agree. His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi came with a lot of goodwill to the party. In fact, his coming to the party is a blessing. But I also want to cite this example. Before the coming of Jesus Christ, there was a John the Baptist. Despite all the miracles performed by Jesus Christ, will you now disregard John the Baptist, who was the town crier, who spoke that Jesus is coming? No. Some of us have been in the Labour Party not because of Ahanotu or because of Peter Obi. I joined Labour Party since after the passage of Not Too Young to Run bill in 2016. As in 2016 till now, I have been a Labour Party. I became a local government secretary of the party. I became director of ICT. I became deputy national secretary. Today I'm the national leader of the party. It didn't take just 1 year. It took the span of 10 years for me to be where I am today in Labour Party. But after the 2023 presidential election, we have people that felt that the party leadership as presently constituted is nothing to write them about because they are not former this and former that. Therefore, they feel that they have to now bring former this, former that to be the national chairman and national executive of the party. And that is why I told you that in the Labour Party, we have been able to establish party supremacy and we've been able to institute discipline. And it's only Labour Party that can discipline a sitting governor. People were shouting that to look at these people, they don't know what they are doing, that they are suspending their only governor. It is only in Labour Party because we are not former this and we are not former that. So we say it the way it is. We have not stolen government resources before. We have not been indicted anywhere. We speak the truth the way it is. That is Labour Party for you. As for leadership by His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, he has tried, but I feel he needs to do more. For him to identify with the illegal meeting in Umuahia and joining them to INEC to present a CTC that even INEC had, I think is not good enough. And finally, for the person that is observing wisdom, I can assure you and also everybody, Nigerians, the Labour Party leadership is intact. The Labour Party leadership has been established has been communicated purely by INEC. The Labour Party had their primary in Anambra. Okay. INEC have just confirmed the Labour Party governorship candidate in Anambra. 2 weeks ago, there were crises in Lagos about the local government election in Lagos, and the INEC came out boldly and told last year that Abuja-led National Working Committee is recognized by INEC. So therefore, accord them all the necessary privileges. And last year in Lagos, honorably and dutifully, have given all the nomination form to the Abuja-led state ESCO in Lagos State. So whomever that is feeling that there is vacuum in party leadership, that person is deceiving himself. There can be vacuum in leadership. There can be vacuum.
All right, Mr. Kennedy Ahanotu, thank you so much.
Website, or to go to INEC and ask INEC, they will tell you who is national chairman of Labour Party.
All right, thank you for of course, the insights, Kennedy. At this point, we'll go on another break. Once we return, we'll look at these talks around coalition and, ahead of 2027. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. You're still watching Politics HQ on News Central Television, and of course, I still have my guest with me. Thank you for staying with me, gentlemen. Let's look at the issue of coalition. I know Wisdom, I know you would maybe want to respond to some of the things that have been said, but I'll come to you, so please hold it. My question right now is to Mr. Oladimeji, the issue of coalition. We know that PDP's, 2023 presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, did, of course, spearhead this and insinuate that. But I'd like you to speak on that in lieu of the People's Democratic Party. Is the party open to a coalition? The person of Atiku Abubakar, do you think that is going about this in the interest of the party?
Well, thank you very much. Please, quickly before I answer that, let me quickly correct the impression the young man made on certain things, because he made some. Like we said, we need to correct the record, set the record straight. Number one, Atiku did not manipulate zoning. It's obvious that the gentleman there does not even know the workings of the party. He doesn't know the dynamics. He does not even know anything. Like my other brother from Labour Party said, apparently he picks information on the street or what, perhaps what they are being fed up. And my problem with younger men in this country today is because they lack the capacity to interrogate issues. They pick and took it in like that. Atiku did not move because the chairman of the zoning committee was former governor of Benue Otom, and many members in that committee were weakest people. They were the ones that manipulated the zoning into throwing it open. I've already said that. Secondly, let me again for his education. The onus of zoning lies in the ruling party, not in the opposition. In 2015, when Tinubu, all of them came together and brought about Buhari, they didn't zone. Everybody across the country participated, including Rochas Okorocha from the southern part of Nigeria and some another part. Just for his education, he should try and interrogate issue before coming to the public and misleading the public. He doesn't know anything about the workings of PDP. He doesn't know anything about zoning.
I'm sorry, Mr. Oladimeji.
Please. I just need to correct that, please. Okay. I don't need to correct this. I want to excuse him because he doesn't know it. So he should be careful when he's coming to public. He should get his facts right. Then secondly, on the issue of coalition, I am happy that this thing is coming up because, like I told you, Atiku saw what other people could not see immediately after the last election. And he said, guys, we need to, as the PDP as the largest opposition party, we need to bring every other opposition party together. And founded on three key things. One, the urgent need to rescue this country because the country is not doing well. Number two, the unity of the country. Number three is the competencies, people that are competent to really deliver the goods for the people of this country. Coalition is about the people of this country. It's not about the elite. It's not about the one that APC is doing, poaching on governors and bringing governors. Nigerians are moving away from that. Nigerians are moving from this party politics. They want something that will make their life better. And that is why I'm so happy that this coalition is being championed by a lot of patriots in this country, including Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai, Peter Obi, Amaechi, Aregbesola, and a host of them, Tambuwa and all the rest. So I think Nigeria is lucky to have these guys to take the bulls by the horn, and they're pushing for this. And I can tell you today, the coalition has come to stay. It has come to stay. Nigerians are waiting for it. They are waiting for that alternative. PDP missed the opportunity by their governor saying they are not going to do it. Why are they afraid? What is there in discussing, in getting involved on the imperative of building a coalition? Nation building requires that.
All right.
So, and for anybody who cares to listen, you must be part of it. I don't know what the governors of PDP want to do, but let me tell you, this coalition is not about Atiku, it's not about Peter Obi, it's about Nigerians, and they are going to go through it, and they are going to be successful.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Oladimeji. Let's, of course, quickly take Wisdom. I know that you might, give you the right to respond to some of the things they've said. 30 seconds, because we really need to go.
All right. Thanks, Dako. I mean, my big brother, Oladimeji, I know that sometimes it's very easy for us to forget, like, we are not in this country. And the PDP is a party I know very well. So maybe we forgot so soon. Like I said before, even before that zoning committee concluded, its work, Mr. Atiku had already bought his presidential ticket or presidential, form to contest in that election. We forget so soon. And we also forget so soon that many of us raised the issue in the party to say, look, Buhari has just finished 8 years. It doesn't make sense and there's no proper justification to want to zone this ticket to the north for another northerner to come. If we do that, it means that the north will be doing, another straight 8 years, which would not even make any sense in the first place. So many people, including myself, again, will raise the alarm to say, look, and join the likes of Yeson Wike to say, let us take this to the south. But of course, that didn't, see the light of day. So, my big brother, the issues of the PDP is not what I will come and say here. You say, I'm not saying the fact of the issue. I'm sorry, forgive me. As a PDP is a party I know very well, and I'll just allow you to leave it at that. So, but let's not forget so soon that we're all in this country to see everything that played out and why Peter Obi left the party. Why did he leave the party if, of course, PDP. If those issues raised were the fact of it?
You don't know anything about PDP. You are misleading the public. You are misleading the public. That is not the true story. I think we didn't buy from because of before that. That is the story we can fed all of you with, and you cannot interrogate it. I think we bought form immediately after they throw the zoning open. Why did, if Wike was wise, if he was very serious, why didn't he insist that the zone, they don't need to southeast? Why didn't he say they to southeast? If Wike was honest and genuine,
Gentlemen, please.
On the origin of the issue.
Gentlemen, please.
Telling us what is not. He doesn't know the party more than us. He's a member of the party. Does he have party membership card?
On the issues.
It's too bad for young men in this country. Nigeria is in trouble.
We're able to hear
Nigeria is in trouble.
Some of those issues and be able to fix ourselves. The PDP will not have any candidates again.
Gentlemen, thank you very much, Wisdom. Thank you, Wisdom. Just before we go, because we really need to go, Kennedy, I'm going to ask you a straight question. I mean, we are seeing gale of defection, and I'm just tempted to ask, when will you defect?
I wish Nigerians had the kind of laughter I had when you asked me that question. It was so very, very funny for you to ask me that question. Of course, I told you that I've been in Labour Party for the past 10 years, and what people saw in 2022 that brought about the wave, I saw it in 2016. I took time to check all the political parties, and I laid my hand on Labour Party manifesto. After reading Labour Party manifesto, I found out that this is a political party for the future. And that is why I've remained in the Labour Party. Even as a young man that is as vocal as I am, that's as intelligent, well-educated as I am, I have been reached out by a lot of people. But I want to remain in the Labour Party, and that is why many of us, we are not happy. There are some people that just joined the party want to...
Because we need to go, Kennedy. So are you saying you are not defecting, right?
I am not defecting.
Good.
I am for Labour Party. I will be in Labour Party.
All right. The same question, so I'm going to ask Mr. Oladimeji.
The coalition you are talking about, Honestly, my brother, coalition in 2015 took us back. This coalition is about individuals. It's not about Nigerians. If it's about Nigerians, political party officers will be involved in it. Now
okay.
they are finding it difficult to get.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, we really need to go. But I just also would like to. Okay, I would like to ask. My final question to you, Mr. Oladimeji. When will you defect, or will you defect?
Today, I'm still a member of the People's Democratic Party, but unfortunately, the future of the party is so bleak, it's uninspiring, and it's so sad. So when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. Yes.
So there are chances here that you might jump ship. Or
when
cross
we get
that
to
bridge.
the bridge, we'll cross it. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross, because there's no future in PDP anymore.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Mr. Oladimeji Fabiyi is a former director of the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign, also Kennedy Ahanotu, the National Youth Leader of the Labour Party, and Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, a Public Affairs Analyst. Once again, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for your time. All right. At this point, of course, this is where we drop the curtain. In case you missed out, you can catch up on our social media platform. That's at News Central TV. We're on YouTube across board. On Instagram, Facebook, you can choose to follow us there. You can also choose to follow me personally at Dapo Adegboye. Until we'll come your way tomorrow. By the way, News Central has a Democracy Day special tomorrow. From very early in the morning, way till late in the evening. It's, of course, News Central Democracy Day special. We've got you covered. Stick with us. My name is Dapo Adegboye. Good night.